Welcome back to the OpenCV3 installation and configuration on Windows 10 unofficial tutorial, and let's get right into part 2 here, OpenCV installation and configuration with Python. So let's go back to the microcontrollers and more GitHub page and OpenCV3 Windows 10 installation tutorial. And there's only 3.py files I believe in here. Yes, Canny Still, Canny Webcam, and Red Ball Tracker. We'll get to each of those three, but first let's download the cheat sheet. So OpenCV3 Python 2.x. And we could read it on here, but it's better to go to raw and save it to the desktop. And where are we here? Desktop, there we go, and save, and download is complete, so we're all set there. And let's go ahead and open it up, scroll up to the top, and get started. For those who are Python experts, point one here, you're probably already aware that it is possible to have Python 2 and 3 concurrently installed on the same computer. For anybody that's new to Python or new to OpenCV or especially new to both, that adds some additional confusion and additional steps, so I'd rather skip that. So I'm going to continue on with this video supposing you only have Python 2 installed. For anybody that is interested in that in more detail, please refer to the python.org website. And for those who are Python experts, they already know how to do that. But if you're going through this for the first time, if you're totally new to Python or to OpenCV, or especially to both, I'd really recommend just uninstalling Python 3 if you haven't installed already. Remove any references to Python 3 from your path variable and then reboot so you're only using Python 2 going forward. So continuing on here, we're going to download the latest version of OpenCV, for example, OpenCV 3.0.0, and we did that in the previous video, so no need to go over it again here. So 3, make a folder, OpenCV 3.0.0 or whichever version you're using, and extract OpenCV to there. Again, we covered that in the previous video. So download and install the latest Python 2.x, not Python 3. So for example, Python 2.7.10. So for anybody that's not familiar with the Python site, Python, let's show you what that looks like quickly. And you're going to go to downloads here and then Python 2.7.10. Something that I found with Windows 10 is often you have to run programs as administrator, and if let's go to C and then downloads, that's where I prefer to download most stuff. If you right click on any executable program and choose run as administrator, it gives you this option here. The Python file, however, is a .msi file, and Windows doesn't really think of that as an installer or an executable how it would with an exe, so you'll notice there is no run as administrator option. So the workaround for that, which I would recommend, is if you go down here to CMD and then right click on command prompt and go to run as administrator, choose yes, of course. So now we're in an administrative command prompt. So now we could simply cd dir cd do wnloads. We can let's see, dir. So now that we're in an administrative command prompt, we can type the name of the Python install, which is python-2.7.10.msi, and then I'm not going to do it because I've already installed it, but you would press enter now and it would install in administrative mode, so the install would get going for you without any error due to not being administrative. And I've kind of explained that in Appendix A, but I think maybe just going through the steps on the screen might make things a little bit more clear for somebody that's new to Windows 10 especially. So continuing on step 4C here, during the install, there's only one screen where you'll have to choose something other than the defaults, and that's there's a screen titled Customize Python 2.7.10, and when you get to there, you want to scroll down to Add Python exe to Path, and then there's a drop down. You're going to click on that and choose Will be installed on the local hard drive, and this will add Python to your path. So then continuing on, reboot and make sure that C:\python27 is in your path variable. If not, add it and reboot again. So we'll just do a real quick check on that path, and sure enough, there we go, C:\python27 \, so we're all set. And then step 6, download and install the latest NumPy. By the way, this can be pronounced either NumPy or NumPy. That's short for numbers for Python, and the reason that we need NumPy or NumPy is because in OpenCV 2 and 3, OpenCV images are stored as NumPy arrays when working with them within Python. So to do significant operations on images, you're going to need to download NumPy, so you might as well go ahead and download it now. And I'll show you where that's located. So NUMPY, and their webpage is pretty straightforward. And then you're going to choose Getting NumPy, and then let's see here, SourceForge site for NumPy. And then that's going to take you to SourceForge, and you want to choose NumPy, and then the latest version, which currently is 1.9.2. And we do need to exercise some caution here. There's 3 NumPy 1.9.2 executable downloads. The first one is for, if you take a look at the pop-up text there, Python 3.4 exe. But remember, we're using Python 2.7, so not that one. Python 3.3, but again, we're using 2.7, so not that one. And then this is the one we'd want to get, Python 2.7 exe. So you have to make sure that your NumPy is for the version of Python that you're using. And again, I found that with the numpy install, you're going to want to right click on that executable and choose Run as Administrator to prevent the installation from hanging on Windows 10. And if you don't want to use idle, which is the editor that ships with Python, you can download and install another Python editor. I recommend PyCharm. It's pretty straightforward to find PyCharm. PyCharm, but I'll just show anybody that might not have seen their page before, PyCharm JetBrains, and then go to Get PyCharm Now, and they have a pay version, but that's really not necessary for what we're going to do today. You can just download the community version, go ahead and install it, and all the defaults are fine there. And the next step here is copy cv2.pyd. I'm going to move this over to the other screen for just a moment. So we're going to go to C, OpenCV300, OpenCV, build, Python 27, x86, and then we're going to copy this file here, cv2.pyd, copy, and then we're going to go to C, Python 27, lib, and then site packages, and then you would go ahead and choose paste here at this point. I'm not going to do that because you can see I've already pasted it there. And since at that point we'll have installed some software, the next step you're going to want to do is to reboot, and then let's return to our Microcontrollers and More GitHub page and decide which example we're going to use. Actually, we'll cover all three of these in the video today, but we'll start with cannystill.py. So next is to make a new Python file and name it as preferred. So for example, we can just do this on the desktop here. So new text document. So cannystill1.py, and then remove the .text. And when we press enter, Windows is going to ask us, are you sure you want to change the file name? Yes, of course we do. And the next step then is going to be to go back to the GitHub site, and you probably recognize this location by now. So here's where we're going to go to cannystill.py and raw, and actually let's go ahead and copy now. So Control A, Control C, and now we're going to right click on the Python file and open in PyCharm. And just a moment here while PyCharm opens. Okay, so PyCharm's open for us, and we can close out of that, and we don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and paste in the code that we copied just a second ago. And one more step that I mentioned, or that I forgot to mention rather, is if we go back and back again, and again you probably recognize this here, OpenCV3 Windows Installation Tutorial GitHub page. You need an image called image.jpg in whichever directory your Python file was in. We can do save picture as, and then desktop, and it was already there, but you're going to go ahead and save that if you haven't already. So now that we have image.jpg in place, we can go ahead and run our Python program and run cannystill.1, and there we are. There's our original image, there's our canny edges image, and press any key to close that out. And then we're going to go back to our GitHub page here, so back and then back again, and again this is back to the main menu here. So we're going to next choose cannywebcam.py, and then raw, and then Control A, Control C, move that over, and Control A, Control V, paste into PyCharm, and there I am in my apartment. And next we will do the red ball tracker, and there we go, red ball tracker, raw, and Control A, Control C, and Control A, Control V, and let's go ahead and run it. And as you can see, we're getting some pretty good detects. The window on the right shows the ball position, and so everything is all set and working for us. So that went pretty smoothly. So next we're going to go on to part 3, which covers the installation configuration of mgucv, which allows us to call OpenCV functions from either Visual Basic.NET or C#. See everybody in the next one.